Saturday! You know what that means, right? We're going to have a really good time. I am ready for Saturday. It's Soulful Saturday. And I love seeing June here. She's the first one in the door. Welcome, June. It's nice to see you. I'm excited about today's show. We're going to be wrapping up the entirety of our series on becoming and what that all means. Stepping into your best self, stepping into the best version of your life, what that looks like, how vibrancy plays into all of that. What do you think of that? I think it's kind of cool. Hey there, Nancy. Good to see you. Lisa, Kathy, Vanessa, all in the house. Today we're going to be talking about self-mastery. Now, I know that sounds like a really foreboding kind of a topic, but it does fit into all of this. And I'm going to unpack it in a way I think that's going to help and help you to have a different vision of what that really is. Hi there, Juanita. Good to see you. I'm glad you're here. So we're going to really dive into this. But in the meantime, first and foremost, you need to know that our vitamin C is flying off the shelf. This is pretty much second to the last day you can get it. This is our supplement of the week. Vitamin C is absolutely vital for all the functions that you need in your body. It's an antioxidant. It is a master antioxidant, as a matter of fact, and helps you to clean up, metabolic cleanup. Yum, 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 yum. Melissa's on the road and listening. I'm impressed with that. Thanks, Francesca, for being here, and Mary Ann. Lovely to see you. Listen, find out about this. All you have to do is go to savingdinner.com/show. But I'm giving you all the bits and pieces of it because I love this for what it does with free radicals. Essential vitamin does not store in your body. You need to get it every day with the food you eat and the supplements you take. Important. Part of your immune function too. So that is, and I talked about that quite a bit in our Q&A yesterday, if you were here for Friday's Q&A. Hi, Diane and Patsy. I'm glad you're here. We are starting our sprint in a couple of weeks, but we always start the week before with a little Sprinto webinar, and we're ready to have you come and sign up for that right now. Go to savingdinner.com/sprint. There you can pick up the guide, you can watch the webinar, you can watch the old one, but you can also sign up for the new one. That's what I want you to do. It's always good. We have such a great group of people. It makes me so happy to have you all here live. Well, look at Marguerite's on the road too. This must be going around. Huh, Melissa? Did you start something? Hi there, Jackie and Susan. I'm glad to see you. What else do we have? Q&As every Friday. You know that. That's what we did yesterday. Send your questions in to support@savingdinner.com. Question for Leanne on Friday goes right there on the subject line. And I promise you to put it into the queue and do, if need be, a deep dive on the research. Or if you're asking an opinion, you know I will not hold back. I got a mouth on me, don't I? Yes, ma'am, I do. Let's see. We have our books still available. Let me just tell you something right now. We have, right now, today, we have our inner circle all filled up. Every single seat taken. So I'm willing to take one more, only because we have one who's probably going to have to leave simply because the day is not going to work for her. That's hard and it's tough. But it's Saturday mornings at 11 a.m. Eastern is when we're going to be doing it, if that will influence you at all, for 12 weeks. So you can find out about it at savingdinner.com/circle, or you can also just get the books. The books! And this is the Carousel of Crazy and the Accommodating Workbook. Find out about it at savingdinner.com/crazy. We just introduced all of this, so I'm just delighted to be able to talk about that. And let's just say happy birthday to our Diane, who says she's got a big birthday today. Well, happy birthday, Diane. We love you. You know that. And I'm so grateful for you being here for your birthday. That's so exciting. June said she just got her books. Yay, June. All righty, what else do I have to tell you about? That's it. savingdinner.com/crazy for the books. I told you about our supplement of the week. You can find it at savingdinner.com/show. By the way, if you're not buying your books, or I'm sorry, buying your supplements with our supplements of the week, you're missing out. There's always a free bottle involved. You know what that does? It takes your, it takes the money portion down a little bit. It makes you save some money. Get your supplements. Save some money. It's that simple. It's that simple. And this is all essential stuff that I tell you about. You know that. Here is our quote of the week. Boy, oh boy, is it a good one. One of the happiest moments in life is when you let go of things you cannot change. Now, I'm going to tell you this right now. I'm planting a seed. If you don't have a time in your life where you can remember doing this, then you haven't done it. I remember vividly when I finally let go of that, when I finally said, you know what? That's not going to change a thing. It's not my worrying, my hand wringing, my talking about it, my focusing on it isn't going to change a thing. What it's doing right now is dragging all of my energy into something that I can't fix, is occupying my mind, is occupying my conversation, and it's become an alien. It's become an intruder in my life. So think about that. Do you have a time in your life where you can think about and say, you know what? I'm making a choice to let go of this so I have room in my life for the things that I want. Dropping it there. I'm just going to drop it. That's what I have to say about that. Mm-hmm. Diane says, amen. I'm going to take that from a wise woman who just has having a big birthday today. I'm taking that. She's a sassy 65. I say 65. She's ageless. You know, 65. Let's do it. Let's do 65. Let's have 65 be your best year yet ever, Diane. Pinky's up for that. Pinky's up for that. That's what I say. There's my girl Butterfly. She's just floating on in. Hi, Butterfly. Glad you're here. So, birthdays aside, we do have a topic on hand. She's waiting for the supplements SAME to be the special of the week. You know what? I would put it on as special of the week if I could. But if you've noticed, we've never raised our prices on it. Although the supplier, it's a different supplier, because if you notice in the nitrogen flush, they have raised our prices and we have not raised ours. So we are doing the best that we can with that and the probiotics. So those will never be supplements of the week. Sorry, I just want to lay it out there and tell you what's up. Hey, Beverly, she's celebrating that sassy 65. I love it. Yeah, we are. You know what? I will tell you, I am so anti-aging. I'm pro-aging. It's time to stop being, hiding behind our age. It's time to stop saying, well, how old do you think I am? I don't care. Man, I will wear a t-shirt that says I'm 63. Deal with it if I have to, because I'm over ageism. I'm over all the isms. But ageism is like the last standing thing. And I know this by being in a room with a whole heck of a lot of men. And, a lot of them younger millennials with beards and man buns, they don't have a whole lot of respect for a woman of my age. They don't. But I'll tell you what, Karen's going to be 65 on October 5th. I am celebrating you, Karen, right now. I'm celebrating 65. I'm celebrating the 60s. I'm celebrating the wisdom that comes with a little bit of age. You know what? We are like wine, ladies. We get better, not bitter. Amen. Pinky's up to that, because one of the happiest moments of your life is when you realize you have to let go of things. We have to let go of this age thing. It is not awful. It's fabulous. Someone said to me the other day, because we were talking about the isms, and they said to me the other day, and I just want to see if anybody of you understand this, they were going, oh my gosh, I'm turning 40. Oh my gosh, I'm turning 50 or whatever. And I'm like, so what? And I get it. I did that too. But we get to the place of so whatness, huh? That's my ism. So what ism? That's my ism. Listen, this is the thing. She called me a crone. A crone. And I'm like, what the heck's a crone? And I see crones as stooped over with a little cane and a big old dowager's hump, no teeth and a wart on the end of her nose, looking kind of more witchy than whatever. But June says, let's have a cup of so what? Yeah, you betcha. We need a cup with so what on it. We sure do. Listen, it is through, through his stripes we are healed. It's through our own stripes we're healed as well. Can I just say amen to that? The things and experiences of our life shape us. if we allow them to do the teaching instead of the putting us into our place. That's why I'm saying all this week, do not shrink back. Go in. Be risky, be dangerous, be all of the things, be all of the above, and stop allowing any ism to define you, because it's just absolutely 100% not true. You're incredible. And I'm so grateful that you're here. So there. A crone wears a crown. There it is. A crone wears a crown. That is so good, Kathy. So what? Hey, so what? I'm in full bloom. Deal with it. Right? All right, let's talk about this topic, because the topic today, the topic all week has been the road to becoming the very best version of yourself. And I believe it can be summed up in 2 little words. And you guys, hold on, seatbelts needed, because I don't want you to go, oh, because it is kind of one of those things. And it's the words self-mastery. Now, if we go to the dictionary, the self-mastery, you want to hear what the self-mastery is? It says self-control. That's it. Self-control. That's it. Period. And there you go. That's my show. Thank you for attending my TED Talk. I had to say that just because it's funny. But let me just tell you, it's not funny. That's a crappy definition. I'm going to write to the people at Merriam-Webster and let them know. Stupid definition. Self-control is a part of what self-mastery is. It's not the full sum of what self-mastery is, because self-mastery really is, if you think about it, living your life vibrantly, heart, mind, body, soul. That's self-mastery. Because in order to do that, you have to bring self-mastery into the equation, right? It doesn't just happen. It's not just abracadabra. It's not snap and make it all happen. It's not sitting there and willing yourself into it. It doesn't work that way. So what is it? This is what the dictionary does not define as the skill sets necessary in order to take you to the place of self-mastery. And that's the thing I want to talk about today, because I believe if we can have a different view of what self-mastery is, and understand that we're going to decorate with a little self-control, we have to, right? Self-mastery over not eating all the banana bread on the countertop. Yes, there's banana bread on my countertop. That's self-control is involved in that whole situation. But we got to talk skills. We got to talk skill set. What does it take? How do we get there? Because when we understand the road to get there, we understand and have a map. We have the GPS. This is where we start. This is where we're going. Then it's a whole lot easier to to make a plan for it, right? I don't know about you, but I like that. I like it when I can understand it and I can put myself into that place and see myself in that visual. I want to be a part of. I don't want to stand back and go, ooh, this is intimidating. And that's what self-mastery can be. We think guru, or we think somebody who's well beyond, and we're just not even anywhere close. But I say no. For real, it's skills. That's all it is. So let's talk about these things and kind of unpack them, because I think it's really helpful, especially when we are these people who want to live our lives in full bloom and stop living just on automatic pilot and stop living by accident and on purpose instead. That's what this is about. Number 1 is awareness, right? Your thoughts are going to check you in, or they're going to check you out. I'm going to repeat that because I think this is so important. This is one of my big ahas as I was going through this whole, researching this and reading and allowing things to kind of land and marinate, if you will, inside of me. And that was this, that your thoughts will check you in, or your thoughts will check you out. So oftentimes the check-in is into the future or into the past, the check-out rather, and it's not helpful. If you're going to check in, you want to check into the present. You want to check into what's happening right now. You want to check into your daughter who's talking to you and give her complete, utter attention. So she sees eyeball to eyeball that you're listening, you're looking at her, and you're hearing every single blessed word that's coming out of that little 5-year-old mouth. And she feels like, I count. Have you thought about this? That every word that you say, everything that you have is going to click in and help someone else to become, including the little ones who are watching you, whether you're a grandparent or a mother, a child care worker, all of it. Hi there, Maria. I love this because the checkout is like, yeah, let's go this. Come on, hurry up, let's go. The thing of just getting on and going through the day. And sometimes you feel like you're just stuffing everything through the tube. But if we can pull ourselves back out of that tube and do things with a deliberate intent, with that conversation that you count, you're important. This is what I need. This is how I can give to you. It makes all the difference in everything that we do, especially if we can drag ourselves out of our thoughts and understand my thoughts right now are in the past and regretting all the stuff that happened, or in the future and worrying about what's next. You hear me on this? Because when we are in the present, we are making connections. When we are in the present, we're building relationships. When we're in the present, we can make different decisions. We can't if we're living in this muckiness of the past and if only. And we can't if we're looking toward the future and thinking, this is scary, I can't. It's too hard, I'm overwhelmed, yada, yada, yada. That's really a huge, huge thing. That's your awareness. Your awareness is a skill that needs to be practiced so that your thoughts can be conducive to living the type of vibrant life you want. That's self-mastery. Number 2, it's discernment to decision. Now, this is all about creating and making those decisions, because what are choices anyway, except decisions that have been made, right? Right? You get this. So our decisions are the building blocks of what our lives are becoming. Period. You can see this. We make decisions, we make choices, we get the consequence of those, good or bad. If we make a bad decision and get into a car when we're drunk, then we end up getting a DUI, or worse, getting in an accident, maybe causing someone injury or death. Those are all consequential because of making one bad decision, maybe 2. 1 is getting drunk and 2 is getting behind the wheel. That's what we get that. We need to have the discernment to make really good decisions and choices that are thought out and thoughtful. Thought out and thoughtful. Because everything that we do, the things and the choices that we make, are all predicated on what our lives are going to look like. Or I should say, our lives are all predicated on what our decisions are. So if we spend too much time taking little pieces of banana bread out of the pan instead of going down to the basement and getting on that Peloton and doing the work, that's all going to add up. And that dress that's sitting in my closet right now isn't going to fit well. You hear me. Just a really basic example, but it's the truth with everything. When we make these decisions, when we go to these places of making these choices, when we're led by our ego versus our higher self decisions, what if we, instead of having a good discussion about something, what if we pulled back a little bit and made an analysis and said, my higher self would do this instead? I'll give you a case in point. So I hope he's not listening, but Mark wanted to go to this outdoor festival today. And he mentioned it in passing last night. And I said, well, can we take dogs? Because it's an hour and a half from here. And if I'm going to have Lincoln in the kennel, we can do kennels for 4 hours. That's, based on age, based on experience, this is fine. And he's happy. We give him something. He loves his kennel anyway. He goes into the kennel at night. Well, I asked him this morning. He said, well, I saw pictures online, and because he was talking, well, let's go. I want to really go to this. This looks like fun. And I said, okay, when does it start? Oh, well, it's starting now. It's going now. And I'm, well, okay. Can we take dogs? Well, I see pictures of people with dogs. And I said, but that's a non-answer. It doesn't mean anything. And then the next thing was, on the whole thing was, well, then he finds out it ends at 5. So after the show, going out there, we'd have an hour. It wasn't well thought out. It wasn't, it wasn't a building block of first we do this, then we do that, and then everything works together. So my whole thing was, well, what is he thinking? Why didn't he look at this yesterday? Why I could have recorded the show. I could have done this. We could have done that. We didn't really know. That's a non-answer. You can't say that about whatever the dog was. And honestly, that could have been a little nyet, nyet, nyet. Let's have a little fight. Let's have a little argument. Let's be pissy. Let's make you feel bad for not doing what you should have done. And I'm sitting here clearly in the right. But I pulled back. And what I said instead was, let's plan our next outing on something we want to do and make sure that we can dial all the places, the parts in. We can make a plan for Lincoln. We can make a plan for us and where we're going to go and how it's going to work, what time we need to leave. And if I need to record the show, it'll all work together. That way we can enjoy it and not be freaked out about, hey, there's all this looming stuff. You see what I'm talking about? That's just a small isolated incident, but it's a good illustration of what we do with our lives. Not planning out, not looking at the full scope of what's truly involved. When we do that, we can't have the discernment to make a good decision. We need to have the discernment to make a good decision, to make a complete analysis so that we can understand what's involved here. How do we do this? And we're doing this right now as a team. We are planning our holidays. We're getting ready for our holidays. We have, oh boy, do we have everything. Jenny, I'm not going to tell. Jenny has a t-shirt that says, shh, don't tell Jenny. But let me just tell you, we're going all in on the skincare. That's all I have to say. That's it. That's all. You're going to be excited. But a decision to discern, a decision to cast the vision of what it is that you really and truly want into your life, you get to stack your decisions into making and creating the life that you want when you do this. But you can't do it if you don't take full responsibility and go all in. You got me? You got me? And number 3 is a decision to do. It's a decision to do means that you're going to focus on that. And this is important because quite often our focus goes off all by itself. You say, I'm going to do this. I'm going to build a plan. I'm going to lose these, 20 pounds that I gained during the pandemic, although the pandemic seems to keep raging, right? I'm going to do this and then I'm not. But if you are, then it's going to influence the decisions that you make, right? It is. Of course it is. It's going to make you say, okay, my hydration station is set up. Okay, I've got my plan set up. Okay, the bone broth's in the crock pot, and this, that, and the other thing. Those are decisions that lead you to the focus and the action plan as well. So the courage to act upon a deliberate decisions means you're going to say no to a lot of immediate gratification. We know what immediate gratification is, don't we? Oh, I'll just have just this once. I'll have just one. And then the next thing you know, those peanut M&Ms are gone. Roof of your mouth is shredded and you're thinking, why did I do that to myself again? What's going on? So what's lurking in the pantry, what's sleeping in, all of that stuff and neglecting your workout, that suddenly becomes non-options. Does that mean it's easy? Nope, it's not. Doesn't mean it's easy. It means that the decision's already made and it's set up to keep you focused on doing the next thing. That's self-mastery. And that self-mastery is something that's built upon the decision to do. It's built upon the focus and getting your eyeballs on the right thing. And you know what? This is 100% it. And I wrote this fast and scribbled this morning. Your focus will determine how you do it. Unplugging to the emoting and just going forward versus hand-wringing and spending all of your energy toward what you don't want. Because that's what we do. It's just much more comfortable. And I think, in my opinion, this is just my opinion, that's our rationalization for why we can't. Well, all of this and the stress, and then there's the kids, and then there's my job, and then there's this, and it's the dog, and it's the blah, blah, blah. We talk ourselves into not starting or delaying or procrastinating or whatever. And it's because we spend our emotional capital on the stuff that's not going to make a difference, on the stuff that we've always spent it on, instead of saying, stop, time out. My focus needs to be on what I want, not what I don't want. And that right there is the gem of the nugget that you need to pick up on this whole thing. Because if you put your focus onto the things that you want, nothing is going to stop you. Will you do it perfectly? 100% no. Will you do it excellently though? You betcha. Because you're going to hold on with white knuckles to the thing that you want, because you will emote over that instead of what you can't do. You see the difference? This is night and day. And I don't know about you, but I want the thing that I want, And I will tell you, for me, it all boiled down to number 3, which is this: the ability to visualize and create. True. Because once you start getting into this, there's a ripple effect. There's the next thing. There's the dominoes coming down. And the next one for me was the ability to visualize and to focus. Visualize and focus. So when you know what you want, you can turn up the heat on that. You can spotlight it. You can focus it, and you can go, it is that thing. It's not these, it's that. It's not all of this stuff here. It's not this stadium full of, everything. It's this one seat in the stadium that I want. It's that. It is that. You create the mantra at that point. This is what I want. And it's done. It's locked in, laser focus, locked in. It becomes a goal, and then it becomes an affirmation. I've shared mine. I want a house on the water with a dock. A house on the water with a dock. And I had all my whys underneath it all. This would be great for our family. This would be great for having retreats. This would be great for my emotional well-being, because I've always wanted this with all of my heart. And here we are. This happened. And that was a result of this one little part of self-mastery. Well, all of it really, but the ability to visualize and to see it happen. You create the way. You don't get wrapped up in the hows, because the hows take you off the focus of the what. The hows always show up. They always show up. They've got bells on, by the way. They show up, and sometimes they creep in, and all of a sudden there it is. It's like magic beans. But it's not without all this other stuff, and there is a whole lot of work. It didn't just magically happen, although it might look like it. There was a whole lot of this stuff behind it. That's self-mastery. So your hot desire is enough. Let's just start with there. That is enough. Your hot desire is the emotion that you put behind the thing that you want. And that's how the hows make themselves known. She wants this. Well, we better go with it, because your reticular activating system's saying, oh, okay, so how do we get the evidence to support this? You get everyone on your team working for you when you get yourself off the stupid focus that you had before, which is natural. We all do it. And changing and removing all of those obstacles and getting your focus over onto the right thing, that's like looking for the shoreline instead of looking for all the rocks. We see this is where we want to land. Not we want to avoid all of this stuff. Well, of course you do. Of course you do. But, it's at the same time, there is a goal in mind. This is where we need to go. And I will say that the purpose and the vibrancy is palpable at this point, because you've worked yourself into this place of, you've got that goal. You've got that affirmation. You've got that mantra even of what it is that you want, and nothing's getting in your way. That's flow. That's vibrancy. That's like, I'm getting up in the morning and I'm excited to live my life because I have so much going on. It's not perfect, but boy, is it excellent. So I say this is my idea. I've got 7 things, the better definition of self-mastery. Okay. Number 1, Self-mastery is making a proclamation of who you are and what you're about. Number 2, it's also understanding whose you are and what he is all about. Because if you're going to plug into your whole entire beautiful self, you certainly are going to have a relationship with the one upstairs. Yeah? Number 3 is that you stop playing the victim and taking wholehearted responsibility for yourself, full stop. Because you recognize and realize that no one's going to live your life for you. This performance art that we've all been so good at, if we're people pleasers, suddenly becomes a non sequitur. It doesn't work anymore. It doesn't work for living a vibrant life. Pull the plug on that. Number 4 is to recognize that your gifts and talents are up to you to use well. Remember the parable of the talents, the talents that were used all the talents that were used, that's where the praise went. Well done, my good and faithful servant. The one servant that buried the talent, wicked and evil. And I believe that's us not living to our potential. It is, and it's right there in the Word of God, y'all. Right? I'm not preaching. I'm just saying, look at what that says. That's interesting, isn't it? Number 5 is to create flow by allowing and practicing the practice of becoming, right? And staying the course. And recognizing that quit's not an option. Grit is everything, because grit is the thing that's going to build the house. What is cement anyway but grit, right? Add a little water to it. Hydrate. Get the cement going. Seal it in. Put it in place. Number 6 is being patient and grace-filled with yourself, for heaven's sakes, because you know what? You're going to have a lot of scrapes and bumps and skinned knees along the way, because it's not pretty getting there. It's not. And along the way, we've got to embrace all of those scrapes and bumps and what have you, because they teach us along the way. It's the best teacher is the hurt, unfortunately. We learn this doesn't work. We learn this isn't the right way. We learn that when we do things this way, this is how we're going to get the results, So we decide, though, even with all this tough work, it's worth it, because to live life vibrantly and excellently, we have just got to dump the word perfect out of our vocabulary, because it isn't here this side of glory. It's not. It will never show up here on earth. That's why excellence is the way and not perfectionism. Number 7, you can be powerful or you can be pitiful, but girlfriend, you cannot be both. Joyce Meyer said that. And you know what? Becoming requires all of what we just talked about today. And the wise woman knows this, right? You know this. Heart, mind, body, and soul. And this is what we do. We create our lives around these principles. We understand there is rituals involved, and our morning routines just become that. Fly Lady has morning routines for cleaning up and getting your house in order, and those are critical. But cleaning up and getting your inside house in order is also massively important. Who you are is always going to show up in what you do. And you're not just a cleaning lady. You're not just cleaning up your house. You're also cleaning up your inside. You're remembering who you are and whose you are. When you have meditation in place, when you journal, and when you excellently look at what's going on in my life. Am I focused on the right stuff, or am I all over the place? If we are to become the women we want to become, then we have to stop the victimhood, and stop focusing on the wrong stuff, and stop just living on automatic pilot. Introspection is required. So I would say, if you're ready to do this, then you've got your pinkies up already. If you're ready to do this and to become the woman you've been called to become, then it's time. No more excuses. No more waiting till Monday. I'm going to say right now, Saturday is a good enough day to start. Any day is a good enough day to start. And if you're ready for this and you're ready to take your life to that level that you're called to do, well, you know what to do. Pinkies up and let's go and let's do this. What do you say, girlfriends? I say let's time. So that's it for today. I hope you liked that. I really enjoyed this whole week's series. I thought it was I got a lot out of it because, believe me, there's a lot here I need to apply to. There's a lot of good stuff here. And I will tell you, we will be back again on Monday with Motivational Monday. Great new topic. You'll have to wait and see. And a new supplement of the week. So don't forget about getting your vitamin C. Buy 3, get 1 free. It's at savingdinner.com/show. And I'm wishing you the very best of Sundays. Enjoy your day off, or for me anyway. And we will see you again on Monday. Peace be with you. Bye-bye.
Thanks for watching. You can find us on YouTube on the Saving Dinner channel or on the Saving Dinner Facebook page. Check back daily for new episodes, Monday to Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern. If you missed the live show, you can watch the replay. Until next time, pinkies up.